So, look, it's good to see everyone. I hope you and your family's been well, safe and healthy. I just kind of want to start with a little, kind of let's call it State of the Union. Since we didn't speak at the combine this year. So, a couple quick updates. Last couple months, last time we talked, I want to say at the Senior Bowl and really, at the end of the season, talked about us kind of doing a full evaluation of our team. And really the entire operation, the 2020 season. So we did a deep dive on a self-scout from that perspective, really across the board: offense, defense, special team, our operation, scouting, everything that we felt like we could improve on. We kind of talked about. Look, our goal is to improve at every position, coaches, players, strength and conditioning, nutrition training. So we kind of that's kind of been what we've done the last couple of months. Chris and our scouting staff, they've been great. They've been phenomenal. We just got done with our draft meetings last week. Look, with no combine and quite a few limitations this year due to COVID-19 and the pandemic. Really, they've kind of handled that without any complaint, no issues. And they did a really nice job as far as getting background. And we had some really good dialogue and a lot of great meetings over the last couple of weeks. And that is, specific to the draft, but also free agency. Our pro department also did a nice job there. So it's been a busy time, I would say. And I think we're look, we're going to try to always do everything, any and everything possible to improve our team and be as have success in the fall. I want to give you guys a couple updates on just our related to our coaching staff. So first, so we're going to name Danny Crossman, the assistant head coach. And special teams. Look, Danny, as you guys know, has been very instrumental in the development of this team, our coaching staff, and I'm just grateful to have someone his skill set to bounce ideas off of. He's just been an invaluable asset. I've named George and Eric co-coordinators on offense. Look, they've both done an outstanding jobs at their respective positions. Have a lot of respect for both guys. Very knowledgeable, very good teachers, and I think they both bring a different. They both have different perspectives, and that's been a good. We've had a lot of great dialogue, really. I would say these last couple of months with those two, as well as our entire offensive staff. Other offensive coaching staff changes, and look, you guys will get a press release on this later on today. So Mike Judge is going to go to, from quality control to assistant tight ends, and Shawn Flaherty, who was also quality control coach, will go to assistant O-line. Defensively, a couple changes there. So Charles Burks, he'll be the cornerbacks coach. Obviously, he worked with the corners, for the last couple of years. He's done a nice job. So officially the cornerbacks coach. Austin Clark's going to coach defensive line. And Robbie Leonard's going to move to outside linebackers. Lastly, I know there's probably going to be some free agency and trade questions today. Look, I'm happy to take those. But I think you got to understand that, per league rules, I can only comment on players who are currently on our team until till the new league year begins. So with that in mind, fire away.
Go ahead, Omar.
Damn, I didn't want the first question, but I'll take it. I wanted to get some clarity on the Isaiah Wilson move. I know he's not, well, you can't talk about him because he's not on your team. Correct? Yes, no?
Can't talk. Correct.
Okay. Then I'll shift my question. In terms of play calling on game day with coordinator, how will that be handled? And, will one be on the booth, one upstairs? Will it be a collaborative effort from the co-coordinators?
Definitely collaborative. I think that's something we've talked about, and those are kind of ongoing discussions. So we have, I would say, cemented a way of how we're going to do it. But I think, and I've always thought this, just from a play calling standpoint, a lot of that, the legwork's done during the week. And I know George and Eric, George has called plays in the past. And look, Eric was, with COVID, we had the situation where we had to have a backup at every position. So Eric was preparing to call the game if something happened to Chan the entire year. So I think both guys are equipped to do it. And we have not, cemented hey, we're going to do it like this. But I think, we'll figure out a way that's collaborative, but at the end of the day, puts our team in the best position to have success offensively.
Al?
Hi, Brian. Thanks for doing this. Good to see you. Thanks. I wanted to ask you a little bit about the quarterback situation. Where do things stand regarding Ryan Fitzpatrick? And if he's not going to be your backup, what sort of backup are you looking for, whether it be a veteran, a young guy, a mentor to Tua, so forth? What are you looking for?
Specific to Fitz, obviously, we have a lot of respect and admiration for him. Look, he's tough, he's smart, he's competitive, he loves to play. He's got really embodies all the characteristics, we're looking for here. Honestly, we'd love to have him back, but I think this is a very unique year from a cap standpoint. Obviously, we just had the number set yesterday, so those conversations are fluid. And but yeah, we're looking for somebody with those characteristics in the backup quarterback position. Someone who is smart, someone who we feel like hopefully this doesn't happen, but if he had to go in, we could still win the ball game. But there's a few guys out there that we've taken a look at them all, and we're still kind of putting that plan in place, honestly, with just kind of setting the number yesterday, and those meetings are kind of ongoing, and couple that with the number of releases that are happening really on a day-to-day basis. So we're almost re-ranking on a daily basis. So I wish I had more for you there, Hal, but those characteristics are what we're looking for: tough, smart, competitive, obviously accurate, and all the things from a talent standpoint that you need at the quarterback position, decision making, and command of the offense. But hopefully we'll get that sorted out. It's in some form or fashion, yeah. But that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Flo. How you doing? You've you talked to us, I guess, maybe a couple months ago when the season ended about the quarterback situation in Tua. There's been a lot of speculation since then about whether it be Deshaun, whether it be draft, all things regarding that. Has the time since the season, strengthened, changed, impacted your view at all about Tua being your guy, heading into the season?
Yeah, I'm excited about, Tua in this upcoming season. I think, you think about his situation last year, coming off the hip, we kind of threw him in the fire there. I don't know, week 7 or week 8. I'm not sure exactly what week it was, but, he started 9 games. I thought he made a lot of improvement really throughout the course of the season. Had some ups, had some downs, like all the rookies, and like any rookie. But I'm really excited about this, that year 1 to year 2 jump, having being more comfortable, even down here in South Florida. He's got a place. Look, that rookie year, you got a lot going on. You got to get a house, you got to get a car, you got to move to a whole new city. There's so many things that are going on. I thought he handled it well last year, but I'm really excited about this upcoming year, especially. Again, we got to think that he had no OTAs. He, had a different training camp. So look, you guys know me. I'm all about the development of players, and helping them develop and helping them get better. And I think, this time, or, an off season is really going to be helpful to him and really all the rookies. And I'm really excited about, working with them this offseason.
Steve?
Hi, Brian. Nice to see you.
Steve. There you go.
When you see and hear this endless speculation, not just here, but around the country about the Dolphins trading for a veteran quarterback, and what Tua's
did he go out for anybody else?
Yeah, Steve, we're having trouble hearing you.
Yeah. One more time.
Can I try again?
Yep.
This endless speculation around the country about the Dolphins trading for a veteran quarterback to replace Tua. What is your reaction when you hear and see that speculation? What should Tua's reaction be?
My reaction is, well, I'm excited to work with Tua. So, I mean, honestly, I think I just mentioned that, after the last question. I mean, that's where my interests are. That's where my excitement is. So I think he's, again, like I said, I think he's, a talented player. I think, we here believe in developing players at all positions. And I think, with an off season, with some OTAs, with, more reps, more repetitions, like, any player, or I think, they develop and get better. So, and I think he feels the same way. I mean, look, Tua and I had lunch yesterday. So, and we look, we talk about his family, and I think a lot of that is, that development. It's about building relationships. So, he's doing well. He's confident. I'm confident in him. And I think, I'm looking forward to this offseason.
Josh?
Hey, Brian, it's good to see you. I hope you and your family are staying healthy. In regards to, at the top, you talked about, a full analyzation of the roster on offense and defense. When it comes to offense and skilled positions, just could you speak on aggressiveness in regards to wanting to surround not just Tua, but the entire offense with more talent, more playmakers, and your approach here coming in the next week?
Yeah, I think you always want, the most talent you can get, the most playmakers, offensively, defensively, in the kicking game. But, at the end of the day, we want, you don't need 11 stars. You need 11 guys, 11 teammates who will work together and with one goal in mind. And that's really what we're looking for. So yeah, we want talented players, but we want a good cohesive unit and guys who fit well together. And that's not always 11 stars. It's it's almost never that way. So look, we've scoured the free agency, the draft. I think we have a pretty good feel for the types of guys we're looking for from a skill set standpoint, but honestly from a locker room fit standpoint as people as well, because I think that's important. That's an important factor that can't be overlooked. And all those things play a role. But we want to improve really in as many areas as possible on all three sides of the ball. And I think that now's the time for that draft and free agency and draft. Excuse me.
Adam?
Hey, Brian, thanks for doing this. 12 months ago, you were about to embark on a pretty extensive spending spree in free agency this year. You don't have quite as much cap space. I was curious, has the organization's philosophy changed at all, or do you think you have the resources you need to get any player that you might want in free agency?
Again, this is a very unique year. Very unique year. Yeah, we do have some money from a cap standpoint that we can spend. But again, I mean, it's an interesting year. I think I'm going to be playing the song "You Can't Always Get What You Want," that day one free agency. To be honest with you, because we may get priced out on some guys that we were looking that we'd like to have. They may just want to go elsewhere. So this is, I think we're going to try to do the best we can. We've had multiple meetings about this. And again, I would say just getting the cap number yesterday kind of sets the stage for us to at least say, hey, we're going to have this. We can do this, 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 and this, and kind of forecast and predict, hey, said player, we expect him to get this, which, I would say wipes out this amount, whatever percentage of cash we have to spend. So I don't know if that answers your question, but you can't always get what you want. I know. I'm trying to tell my kids that too. Omar, write that down. Cam, write it down.
Safin.
Hey, Flo, nice to see you. You guys have a lot of options you can explore with the number 3 pick, whether it is to pick, one of the best players available or trade down to get more assets. What do you guys think of the value of that pick overall and what you can do with it?
Yeah, I mean, look, anytime you pick third overall, there's a number of players, another number of ways we can go. I think, again, our scouting staff, like I said earlier, I think they've done a really great job as far as narrowing down who the top players are in this draft. We have a pretty good idea of who those are. I think everyone, or most people who are kind of analyzing it, know who those players are. We'll have an opportunity to grab one of them at least in that, let's call it a top 10. But obviously having that type of pick, there's a lot of other avenues we could go. And I think we'll explore those also. And that's we're fortunate that way, and hopefully we can take advantage.
We've got time for one more, Joe.
We can take 2 more. We can take 2 more.
Hey, Flo, good morning to you. What are some of the advantages for Tua and other offensive players to have the promotion from within on the coordinators in terms of, will you be able to build off some of the same plays, some of the same language, the familiarity? And then the second step to that is, can you talk about how you plan to blend some of Eric's running elements, George's passing elements, their experiences from Miami, Houston, Denver, Fry's experiences from an Alabama-based offense. So those 2 things, the advantages and then the blending.
Great. Great question. So from I think continuity was a big thing as far as, for me and making that decision. I think I wanted that for Tua and really a lot of the young offensive linemen and young players we had offensively. So I felt like we had that as well as the acumen, the experience with George and Eric kind of taking on that role as far as blending the 2 thought processes or philosophies. I would say, you mentioned Eric in the run game, George in the pass game. I think both of these guys are strong just offensively and defensively, honestly. So I think, this doesn't surprise me. I mean, really anyone on our staff, but it may surprise you guys. I mean, Eric is I would say skilled or knowledgeable in the pass game, protection game, the drop back game, and George is equally as skilled in the run game, the protection game. So those conversations are very good, and there's a lot of great dialogue that goes on, and has gone on here the last let's call it 2 months. I'm not exactly sure how long it's been since we announced that or have gone in this direction. But both guys, as far as blending, all that, I mean, that happens through conversation, which we've had a lot of conversations. And again, this is really kind of what terminology are we going to keep the same versus not keep the same? And a lot of it is, tied into what do we feel is going to be best for the players, Tua specifically, and, our overall offensive philosophy and how that works in conjunction with obviously our defense and our special teams.
Ruthie?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Hi, Flo. Good to see you. Kind of a personal question. This is the 1-year anniversary of the NBA getting shut down, and then everything kind of followed right after that. Do you remember where you were and when that news broke and kind of your reaction to it at the time and everything that's happened since?
Yeah, I want to say I was in bed watching that NBA game. I forget which one it was.
The Heat were playing. Maybe you're watching the Heat.
Probably. I was watching the Heat. Yeah, I mean, look, this has been a very different year for a lot of reasons. But I think that I try to look at the bright side of this past year, and I think as a league, as individuals, as teams, a lot of sacrifices were made to play the entire football season, to play basketball as they're playing now, to even send kids to school. I think it showed us that even as crazy as things can get and as scary as things can get, we can kind of push through those things and do the things we love to do. I mean, again, I love coaching, and that means I got to wear a mask on the field and take a test every day, and whatever I got to do. That's what we do to do what we love to do. And, but I think things are changing. I think we're moving in the right direction. I think and that's good. It's my kids are in a flag league. I saw Safed at a game a couple weeks ago. And it's just good to watch them, get out there and run around, and you got parents yelling and screaming. I'm not one of them. Maybe I am, but it's good to kind of get back to a little bit of normalcy, and hopefully we just keep moving in that direction. So, yeah, I didn't realize it was. I guess it is the 1-year anniversary.